South Africa, um, the ANC at that time was taking care of business, and it was just to be in that environment, to see the miracle of Mandela coming out of jail. Jon Jang and I played a lot of anti-apartheid rallies, more than I could count. And
you guys were as a duo or playing with South African
we
artists?
played as a duo, but we went to South Africa and worked with South African musicians. Ernest Motley was a bass player, and Dudu, I'm trying to remember Dudu's last.
Pomona, no.
Not Pukwana. It'll come to me. The drummer, but don't get old. But the beautiful thing is the promoters there set it up to where we had a lot of integration with different communities, and Jon Jang is the one that got me on that gig. They approached him, and Jon Jang said, I cannot go without a Black American with me.
Yeah.
You know? And so he called me up and he said, Brother James, you want to come to South Africa with me? I said, I was so happy. I was overjoyed. First person to go to Africa in my family since my ancestors were abducted. So I think my mother went a few years after me.
Wow. Must have been really heavy.
Oh, it's deep. And we went and we visited Nelson and Winnie's old house in Soweto. We went to church on Sunday, and Lord have mercy, I felt I was in South Central.
Wow.
Wow. And the fact that there was an offshoot of the Fish Jubilee singers that went to South Africa and taught some of the spirituals. And then just the integration between South African traditions and the spirituals meeting with one another is like what is so important. It's like the reintegration it's like the putting Africa back together after colonialism and imperialism pulled it apart. So it's like the beginning of that, And so you have that happening in the music more and more and more, where things are being put back together and there's these new hybrids created, But it felt like time stood still. We went into the Chinese community, South African Chinese community, and did some things there. We visited a lot of different parts of Soweto. We taught in some of the schools in Soweto. And so it was just, and we went to events where, like I said, the ANC were there and other members of that were working hard to put South Africa where it needed to be.
Yeah.
And their sense of focus was unbelievably inspirational. And just, again, that was another experience that stays with me to this day. And I wrote a piece for Winnie Mandela entitled Violet. And it's I had this commission I had to come back home to it was a new music ensemble called the Ear Unit in LA, the San Francisco Contemporary Music Players, and the New York New Music Ensemble. All three commissioned it.
Wow.
There was a conductor by the name of Lucky Moscow that was taught at CalArts. I taught it, we met when I taught at CalArts, and he was doing what people are trying to do now, 25, 30 years before them. Composers of color, women composers were all so often well represented in his programs.
Oh, wow.
and he went out of his way to make sure that composers of color had commissions.
Oh, wow.
And he was just remarkable. And but I want to get back to South Africa. But really important guy, Lucky Moscow. And we also did a thing together with my quartet and the LA Philharmonic New Music Group, and he conducted, and we did it in San Francisco also. So we had a chance to, collaborate quite a bit. He died at a fairly young age, and it was a great loss. But getting back to South Africa, both John and I came back, and we were changed. Yeah. And it stays with me, and I think about it all the time. That trip and the trip to Niger are life-altering experiences.